I'm just starting. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Just don't exceed understand. That doesn't go in achy breaky heart. Did he just say he's only human?
That's what he said.
I'm only. You know there is an '80s song. Mom knows. Hey, the live stream is watching you do the Macarena right now. Are we drinking?
Bowling ball. It's a bowling pin.
Is there vodka?
No, just water.
Water with tonic in it?
Water. Water. Agua. Only agua.
Is there rum and water in
No.
We put in
We'll
our
have to go to the bar after it's all done.
we have weightlifting tomorrow.
At 8 o'clock, right? Yeah. Good luck with that. If you're going.
I don't know if I'm gonna go to the first one. I don't really know if I want to get up at 8 a.m. to go weightlifting.
Okay, PJBT fans, we are back for round 4. In round 3 on the scratch division, in the eliminator bracket, DePaula defeated Hankey 397 to 372. Rhines defeated Matthews 437 to 320. Lazarchuk defeated Horton 465 to 326. And Dylan Zimmerman defeated Jack Selmer 443 to 365. On the live stream, we are watching elimination matches on lane 17 and 18. We will be watching the 10 seed Ben Rhines against the 13 seed Dylan Zimmerman. And on the handicap side, we'll be watching the 4 seed Jocelyn Hood. She will be bowling the 8 seed Mary Beth Baker. It looks like Mary Beth, if my eyes are good, will be getting 62 pins in the 2-game match. So,
After round 4 is over, we will take the stream back down for round 5 because the matches are not around us. But then we will be back for round 6 and 7 and potentially a, let's see here, 6, 7, 8, and potentially a round 9. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. These are going to be 2 fun matches to watch. We have the Water Boy, Big Ben Ryans, going up against his opponent, the one who always makes making the 1-2 spare interesting, Dylan Zimmerman. On the handicap side, we have the youngest senior I've ever met, Jocelyn Hood, going up against the lady that wears a lot of bracelets, Mary Beth Baker. Did you take them off last night? No. A hush has fallen over the bowling center. I can tell you that as they start practice, in the winners bracket matches on the scratch side, on lanes 15 and 16, we have the number 1 seed, Connor Egan, going up against the number 5 seed, Adam Zimmerman. And on lanes 11 and 12, you have the 3 seed, Michael Martell, going up against the number 7 seed, Andrew Dukowski. On the handicap side, it's pretty chalky. We have the number 1 seed, Sarah Fennicle, going up against the number 5 seed, Jennifer Williams. They are on lanes 23 and 24. And on lanes 21 and 22, we have the number 2 seed, Allison Stakowitz, bowling up against the number 3 seed, Jennifer Fitz. Jennifer Fitz is an interesting story. Jennifer Fitz is a college-age, lovely young lady who, up until about 3 weeks ago, since she started bowling at about the age of 4, she was right-handed. She suffered a injury, and the doctors told her she should probably stop bowling right-handed, potentially for the rest of her life. So, instead of quitting, she decided that, hey, I love the sport of bowling. I am going to start bowling left-handed. And she has come an incredibly long way in just the 3 weeks or so she's been bowling left-handed. All right, bowlers, we are fans. We have about 3 minutes left of practice, and then we will be on our way. I will do some commentary on the matches you see live on the stream, and I will also be looking at the winners bracket matches as well. Upcoming next week, the PJBT goes off on the road down to the great state of New Jersey for the annual Best Tournament. Best Tournament is when we get bowlers from the PJBT, the JBT, and any other bowling tournaments from the Mid-Atlantic states to come together. That is a 2-day tournament that starts next Saturday promptly at 8 a.m. 6 games on a house shot. We take roughly a 2-hour break for lunch and for re-oil, and then 6 games on what many of the competitors say is the hardest challenge shot they have ever bowled on. It is a difficult shot. And then the Sunday after, June the 25th, we wrap up season 18 of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour with the second annual Tournament of Champions. To qualify for the Tournament of Champions, you have had to win at least one tournament at any time since the PJBT came into existence. It's more of a fun tournament, not a lot of money on the line. It's just a good way for people to reconnect with each other. We have a lot of fun doing it. And then that will close out season 18. We will take roughly a 7 or 8 week break, and then we were at it again. August the 20th for season 19. As always, it will open up at 222 Dutch in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. We will do a show before that talking about the season. There has been some big changes to the PJBT. By the way, did you know you and Mary Beth Baker shop at the same store? Well, you have the same shirt on.
Duh.
By the way, I shopped there too. I had that shirt on yesterday. I understand that's why you wore it today. You're trying to be like me. I get it. I get it. Said you're a size or two bigger than me. Yeah. All right. Looks like practice is pretty much ended. The bowlers will shake hands, wish each other luck, and we will be off. Also, while we're talking about upcoming events, right before you guys go off to Junior Gold, for those of you who are, our good friend PWBA professional, Marianne DeRupo, will be having a clinic down at Limerick. It is Saturday, July the 8th, I believe, from 10 to 3. To go over how to bowl on sport conditions, something that is very important if you're going out to Junior Gold or if you want to get better in your bowling series. I will talk about that a little bit later. All right, we are off and running. That's a great shot there by Jocelyn to start out her match, putting 10 in the pit. Once again, she is giving Mary Beth Baker 62 pins over the 2 games. Mary Beth leaves a 7 pin on her first shot. As always, the chat is up and operational. Feel free to chime in. Let me know where you're watching us from. If you have any questions or comments. If you haven't subscribed yet to our page and you do like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And each time we go live, you will be notified. Mary Beth Baker converted her 7 pin and struck in the second. And Jocelyn with a double. Both Zimmerman and Rhines on the scratch side started out with strikes. Does look like scores are definitely going up. As typical with challenge shots, once the lanes get broken in a little bit, scores tend to get higher. That's a double for Zimmerman. Jocelyn comes up a little high in the third, leaves herself a 6-10. See if she can convert. Good shot there by Big Ben. Team Ponytail. And a spare for Jocelyn. So she's clean through 3. Reminder, these are 2-game total pin matches. Wins or losses do not factor in at all. Ten pin for Mary Beth. On the scratch side, Ben comes in a little high, leaves the 3-10 baby split. Mary Beth misses her 10 pin. And Ben makes his split. Fourth frame up for Mary Beth. She comes in a little high, leaves the 4-7. In the winner's bracket matches, Connor Egan starts out with 3 marks. Adam Zimmerman up in the third. He's on spare strike. In the other match, it looks as if Andrew Dukowski opened up with a triple, while Michael Martell went split to double. The handicap matches, Allison has 16 with a spare in the third. Jennifer has 16. She is up in the third. Sarah Fennicle, 3 opens to start her match. Jennifer Williams, open spare. Mary Beth did convert her 4-7. Jocelyn up in the fourth, comes in a little light, leaves the 2-4-5-7. Zimmerman up on lane 17, working on a triple. He comes in light, does not get the mix, leaves the 7 pin. Jocelyn chops her spare. Okay, so both bowlers on the handicap side with 1 open through 4 frames. Jocelyn comes back, leaving the weak 10 pin. Zimmerman converts his 7 pin. See if Jocelyn can make her 10 pin. And she does. Ben up, lane 18. That's a good shot. Ben, by the way, in his second round match against Alex Glinski, did have the front 9 one game. Stoned to 10 in the 10th. Good shot by Mary Beth. Gets a little unlucky, not able to carry the 7 pin. And that's a double for Ben. So Ben starts out double, spare, double. Zimmerman, turkey, spare. Good match so far. Mary Beth Baker converted her 7 pin. She is up in the 6th. And she gets them all to fall for her second strike of the game.
Pretty neat. We got 2 people who wines that works with the wine. We got 2 people who wines that works with the wine. Jocelyn won.
Dylan Zimmerman up. He carries the wall shot. Good shot there by Dylan. Let's see what Jocelyn could do in the 6th. She comes in light, leaves the bucket. Jennifer Williams in the winner's bracket has 4 in a row on the handicap side. She takes the lead over Sarah Fenical. Good spare there by Jocelyn. Dylan Zimmerman with another strike. So Zimmerman with a 1 pin lead currently over Ben Rhines. Good shot there by Jocelyn in the 7th. Puts 10 back. Ben with an open on lane 18. And Mary Beth Baker looking for a double comes in a little bit light again and does not carry the 7. Looking over at the scratch winners bracket matches. Connor Egan with roughly a 6-pin lead over Adam Zimmerman. And Dukowski with roughly a 40-pin lead over Michael Martell. In the other handicap match in the winner's bracket, Allison Stakowitz leading Jennifer Fitz by about 15. Mary Beth Baker did make her 7-pin. She is up 8th frame. Good shot there by Mary Beth. Both of these girls still with only one open in their match. Good shot there by Dylan Zimmerman on 18. That's a turkey. Jocelyn leaves the 7-pin. She was looking for a double. Does not convert the 7-pin. And another strike for Dylan Zimmerman. That gives him 4 in a row. He is clean through 8, 7 strikes and 1 spare. Jennifer Williams in the handicap winners bracket. She just keeps moving along. She has the last 6 strikes after opening up open spare. Ben Ryan's up, solid 9. Let's see what Jocelyn could do working off that open in the 8th. She goes through the nose, leaves herself the 6-10. Ben makes his spare. Jocelyn fails to convert the 6-10. So back-to-back opens for Jocelyn. The best she could shoot now if she strikes out in the 10th would be 176, 183 with her handicap. So barring a complete collapse by Marybeth Baker, she will have the lead after game 1. And she is now on a double. So she actually has the opportunity to have a pretty commanding lead if she could do anything good here in the 10th. She crosses over. Another strike there by Dylan Zimmerman. Marybeth converts her 9-pin, so she is going to shoot scratch in the 190s and the 230s with her handicap. She will have at least she'll have right about a 60-pin lead after game 1. All right, Marybeth 193 scratch, 231 with her handicap. We'll see what her lead is after game 1. All right, 173 for Jocelyn. So Marybeth's lead after game 1 is 58 pins. And she's going to get another 31 pins here with her handicap, so she will have roughly an 89 pin lead. Big hill to climb for Jocelyn. And Mary Beth starts game 2 right where she left off in game 1 with a strike. She's looking to put the hammer down very early in game 2 of this match. Dylan Zimmerman with a strike here on the scratch side. He will shoot 279. Which he does. 279 for Dylan Zimmerman. No need to worry about having to make the 1-2 spare when you're throwing the ball that well.
That beats my 275 from last year.
That it does. Now, Ben Rhines can still strike out for 222. He'll be down 57 pins, but that can be made up in the blink of an eye. On the winner's bracket in the handicap side, Jennifer Williams looks like she shot 251 with her handicap. Sarah Fennicle will be in the 170s. So pretty substantial lead there for Jennifer. And Allison Stakowicz will be in the 200s with her score with her handicap. The best Jennifer Fitz could be is 180. All right, so 279 to 209 victory for Dylan Zimmerman over Ben Ryan. So Ben's going to have a hill to climb of his own. In the winner's bracket on the handicaps, the scratch side, Connor Egan with roughly a 24-pin lead over Adam Zimmerman after game 1. And it looks like Andrew Dukowski will have a pretty substantial lead over Michael Martell after game 1. Can't quite see the scores down there. We'll see if we could get somebody to make a run for me to get some scores. The handicap side, Jennifer Fitz with 158 with her handicap. Allison Stakowicz will have 224, so a pretty large lead for Allison after game 1. All right. Ben opened up with a strike. He's looking for a double. That is a double for Ben, trying to get back in his match against Dylan Zimmerman. All right, Dukowski beat Martell 212 to 169. 43-pin lead for Dukowski after game 1. So, not a lot of close matches here in round 4. What was the final of the Williams for game? Yeah, just tell me what the lead is for who in game 1. The last one. The last one. Last one. 189, 184. All right, so the closest match was the second elimination bracket match. Ren Williamson with roughly a 5-pin lead over Brendan Hunsinger after game 1, 189 to 184. Jocelyn converts her 610. Adam Zimmerman in the scratch winners bracket goes back-to-back splits. Left a 210 and made it. Now he left the big 4. More difficult. Good spare there by Dylan Zimmerman. Mary Beth Baker up in the 4th looking for a double. She goes light and leaves the washout. Ben Ryan's crossing over for a triple. He went, first time I get to say it today. Jersey. Good spare by Mary Beth Baker. Makes the washout. Mary Beth up in the 5th, crosses over, leaves the 3-9. Ben goes high on the scratch side. He leaves the 3-6-10. Let's see what Jocelyn can do to get back in the match. Week 10 pick. Jocelyn does not convert her 10 pin. She finds herself down by 100 with only 5 frames to go. So, going to be hard for her to make that up. And Jocelyn makes her spare. Scratch side, Dylan Zimmerman. Good shot, does not get rewarded, leaves the 7-pin. He still has roughly a 60-pin lead over Ben Rhines. Mary Beth Baker up in the 6. She comes in a little bit behind the head pin. Leaves the 7-pin once again. Winners bracket side on the handicap division, Allison Stakowitz expands her lead. And it looks like Jennifer Williams still has a roughly 30-pin lead on in her match. But she just left a pocket 7-10. Jennifer, oddly for her, did start out this game with 3 straight opens.
Hi.
Hello. Can you take a step to your left? That's your right.
Why, you don't like me over there?
No, you only took, that was 2 steps. Come back to where you are.
Oh, I don't like you.
I needed a headrest.
Here.
That's too bony.
Bad boy today.
I gots to be me. If they have a large fry, get a large fry. But not, yeah. If not, I don't want fry. I'll just take some. All right. Not a good time for Dylan Zimmerman to leave a 5 count. Ben Rhines is clawing his way back into this match. The handicap side, it's pretty well wrapped up. Mary Beth Baker still with a 100-pin lead with 3 frames to go. It's like winners bracket side Michael Martell has 4 in a row in the second game. He's making a run in his match. Sarah Fenical on 2 spares. She's trying to claw her way back into her match as well. Dylan Zimmerman goes high again. This time leaves something that he can make. And an all-important double there for Jennifer Williams. Making the 3-6-10 there by Dylan Zimmerman. Ben Ryan's working on a double. He opened this game with a triple, spared in the fourth, doubled in the fifth and sixth. He can, with a couple strikes here, make this a match, ladies and gentlemen. And Ben gets the first one. Give me a score update on the last two matches. Yeah. You get me a score update on the last two matches.
324, 304, Williams is up.
Okay, so Jennifer Williams has roughly a 30-pin lead in her match with 3 frames to go.
329,
What?
329, 309 Williams.
And Williamson is up by roughly 20 over Brendan Hunsinger. Looks like that got about 4 frames to go. All right, Ben's streak ends, but he could still go out for 254. So he's cut.
Top 4 handicap are all folks I just realized.
Well, there's only one boy. Hey. All right, so DePaul is up by 20, and the Martel, he is still currently down, but he's on a string of strikes this game. So that match is pretty close. All right. Dylan Zimmerman struck. Let's see. So if Ben Rhynes can strike out in the 9th and 10th, he will finish at 463. So Dylan just needs a couple marks to wrap this somewhat high-scoring match up. This is the highest scoring match of the 4 that's going on the scratch side. And that will all but seal the deal. Jennifer Williams rebounded after her poor start. She has the last 4. Looks like she will be moving on to face Allison Stakowicz in the winner's bracket final on the handicap side. And we have the first final. We have Mary Beth Baker moving on with a 415 to 322 victory over Jocelyn Hood. Andrew Lazarchuk in the other elimination bracket match. He's climbing his way back in that match. That is a definite low-scoring match, but he is working on a triple, trying to make it 4 in a row, which he does. He may have found something. All right, Jennifer Williams will be moving on in the winner's bracket. She is the 5 seed.
The other person opened, and if she makes the spare, somebody on the spare goes in at 10.
So,
And she made the spare.
that matches up.
Pretty much.
What does Brendan have? 3 what?
343 on an open.
So he gets you 373, and she has.
368 with a spare.
So she's already won. All right, so Ren Williamson will move on in the elimination bracket over Brendan Hunsinger. That means all the bowlers left on the handicap side are all girls. And all the bowlers left on the scratch side are all guys, but they were all guys to begin with today. Actually, Jennifer Fitz has yet to be shut out. She could go for 433. So Allison is going to need to mark an 8 to shut out Jennifer. So Jennifer making a late push, bowling left-handed. She has her last 4 frames have been marks to climb herself back into this match.
I just got fried.
Jennifer Williams certainly found something at the end of this game. And Allison makes the spare, so she needs 8 to shut out Jen Fitz. I'm going to send the Prodigy quickly down to the final match down there to tell me what's going on. Martel looking to
I'll tell you what the update is.
but he's on a strike. Was that Martel's second shot in the 10th?
So he'll shoot
And
with a spare.
Allison only gets 4, so now Jen Fitz will need to double an 8 to move on. The DePaula Lazarchuk match has tightened up as well. So Martel shoots 404. So Andrew Dukowski will need a mark in 8 or a strike on the first shot. And he strikes. So 7 seed Andrew Dukowski will be moving on, dropping Michael Martell into the losers, the elimination bracket. And Jennifer Fitz got a 7 count on her first shot. So she will fall to the eliminators bracket as well. And Allison Stackwich, the number 2 seed, will be facing Jennifer Williams, the number 5 seed, in the winners bracket finals. They will get a match out. And down here, we have 1 match remaining. Andrew Lazarchek. Andrew did something in the 9th. He struck it. It looked like he left about 8 pins on the deck. I'm being told he tripped the big 4. And 6 pin left for Andrew. That's pretty much going to end his day. All right. Allison Stakowicz with a 430 to 394 victory over Jennifer Fitz. And Jennifer Williams with a 471 to, looks like 333 victory over Sarah Fenikel. So Sarah and Jen will move down to the elimination bracket. Andrew Lazarchek finishes with 406. So DePaula just needs roughly 5 pins here on his first shot to shut out Andrew. Yes, DePaula needs 5. And 6 will be enough. All right, so Chris DePaula defeats Andrew Lazarchek, knocking out Andrew from the tournament. All right, that's going to wrap up round 4. We will take the stream down because round 5, which is an elimination round, is not close to where we have the camera set up. So we will be back for the rest of the tournament starting in round 6. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the 2017 Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour Masters Tournament. We will be back in about a half an hour. Stay tuned.